It's Falling Ashore. Welcome again to The Rock. I found an incredible article that just goes to show how this crisis is being used, even in the family courts, to continue to take control over, especially you men. The article's from the LA Times. It's called, "Does It Matter If Dad is Unvaccinated? Family Courts Have Started to Weigh In." And in this article, it starts off with a father who is unvaxxed. And they had, him and his wife were in family court, of course, and our ex-wife, and they had a child together. And the mother was vaxxed and the child was unvaxxed. Well, the parents came into a amicable, decision to vax the child. But then, this is a Los Angeles Superior Court Judge Harvey A. Silberman. He said, then he asked the parents, "Are the two of you vaxxed?" The mother said yes, the father said no. "Sir, you better get vaxxed," the judge said, according to a court transcript. "Or you could very well lose time with your child unless you have a medical reason not to." You hear that? The father could lose time with his child because he has made a decision to not be vaccinated. Do you see where they're pushing this thing? And of course, men, if you lose time, you're going to pay more child support because that means the mother has more time with more custody with the child. See where this is going. All right, something else that's very interesting. There are cases all over this country so far. There's a judge in Illinois, a judge in New York. I want you to listen to this verbiage. Rosen, Anthony Lloyd C. Rosen, who represents the New York father, this is a case in New York, said his client is getting tested regularly in order to keep seeing his daughter, but has filed a notice to preserve his right to appeal the ruling. So he's getting tested regularly to see his child. Here the court is not stepping in and making a decision for the child that the parents can't make, Rosen said. Stop. Why is the court stepping in to make decisions for children? What do you mean that the parents can't make? That shit don't make no sense. Why are y'all continuing to give your children over to the courts to make decisions? You trying to tell me that two adults, and this shit is so amazing. Two adults that were married, they had sex. They shared, he put his sperm inside of her. They shared finances usually. They lived in the same home. All these things that they did, and they can't come up to. How odd. The Bible says don't be unequal yoked with unlike believers. And we're going to talk about this in a live stream. We have a live stream coming up on the Disturbers of Israel. And it's talking about nation building, the patriarchy. This is what happens when it's destroyed. Men, you don't get to make the decisions for your family anymore. It has to be a co-decision. The court is actually the patriarch in your family now. The court is, because anytime she decides that she don't want to be with you anymore, she can leave and then use the court to take your authority. You see what they said? You hear what they said? Because the parents can't make decisions, the court has to step in and make decisions for them. Do you see? It's amazing when I see people of this faith arguing in the court system. See, I thank the Father that I have two ribs. Well, I ain't got to worry about that shit. They understand Yah's order. They understand Yah's ways. They understand my place. They understand their place. They understand what the Bible says. They understand patriarchy. They have no problem with it. They love it. Love it. They love the covering it provides for them. So I don't have to worry about some of this shit, but I've been there before. I've been in these situations before. And had to go through the pain of knowing that as a father, you don't mean shit. You don't got rights. So now they're telling fathers that if you don't get this vaccination, if you don't adhere to what we say, then you're going to lose time with your child. So whoever obeys the court, whoever obeys the system, is awarded the child. And if both people obey the system, then the woman's going to be awarded more time. So, men, your house is gone. You can't. This is what I've said many times in my streams. People didn't like it. I said that you want to avoid this stuff. You want to when. This is why 80% of divorces are initiated by women. 80%. 4 out of 5 are initiated by women because they know that's how you're going to get the power. You can run to the system, and the system's going to take the power away from the man. And now they can say, well, I feel that Johnny needs Johnny feels like Janet, and he doesn't want to be a boy anymore. He's a she. And the court says, because we've seen those cases, yeah, that child can get, whatever they call it. They can turn it from a he to a she and a she to a he and whatever it is, because the child feels that way and the mother understands it. This is destroying the faith. This is destroying the world, but I'm particularly concerned about the faith. This destroys the faith. This destroys homes. I'm going to post a link to this article in the description so that y'all can read it, so that y'all can see. Stop meddling with these wicked-ass women. Stop meddling with these women that claim that they are of the faith. Then they want to have a child with you, and they sure don't mind laying up and spreading their legs wide open. Then they want to get knocked up, and then they want to run to the court system because he's emotionally abusing me. And let's just say she turns on the whole faith altogether. I don't agree with the faith. I want to go to Kemet, or I want to go to this religion or that religion. I believe in Christianity, and I don't mind getting vaxxed. I don't mind this, and I don't mind that. Oh, we just read it. The two parents can't come to an agreement, can they? So guess who steps in? Guess who steps in? Court steps in. Because they're the true patriarch of your home. When you go to the family court system, they're the true patriarch of the home. They make the decisions for your home, men. For your home. And if you don't acquiesce and play the game that they want you to play, you can't see your children. You can't see your children. This is why co-parenting is the worst mess ever. Co-parenting does not work. How do two people who couldn't live together, couldn't get married, couldn't have a family, couldn't raise their children, couldn't have order, how are they going to co-parent? What that basically means is, men, unscrew your genitalia, put it in the medicine cabinet, and maybe the only time you're ever going to be able to use it is when it comes to sex, but that's the only time it really matters. Outside of that, it doesn't. It doesn't. Who you are, it's toxic. Man, if you dare say, I'm a patriarch, that's toxic. So we can't build homes in this faith anymore. We can't build households in this faith anymore. What we build, we're gambling, and we hope, well, I'm going to marry her, but I'm going to hope she don't leave, and I'm going to hope she don't do this, and I'm going to hope she don't do that, and I'm going to hope. It's a damn risk. And it's sad that it has to be that way, because adding to your home is a wonderful thing. Submitted, loving, holy, set apart, righteous women joined to a house is a beautiful thing. It is gorgeous. That's why Satan's biggest attack is the family. Because by attacking the family, you take down the man. You take down the power. You take down the authority. You cut off the head. Literally, the Bible calls the man the head. You cut it off. And now you have a headless body. And we call that in this world zombies and all sorts of other crap. Can you imagine a person with no head walking around? Headless. This is so infuriating to think that this zombie plague has also found a way to wiggle its way into the family court system. Now, men, hey, you're in jeopardy of losing time with your children. And the attorney said it right there. When the parents can't agree, the court has to step in and make the decision. The court steps in and makes the decision what they consider what's best for your children. Now, let me ask you this. If you're in the faith, brothers, sisters, this is why I tell y'all sisters, if you separate, go back to your husband. I mean, obviously, if it's a physically abusive situation, contact some brothers, contact some elders. But if it's not, what's the Bible say? Remain separate or reconcile with your husband. That's what the book says. Remain single or reconcile with your husband. But you see the mess that is coming from this? Because they're breaking apart families, they're tearing apart homes, and they're sending the woman out there rogue by herself. You ain't building no nation. It's always funny when you hear people talk about nation building. Here, sisters talking about nation building when they rogue. That's not nation building. That's destruction. Look at what is perpetuated in this country. Look at it. Open up your eyes and look at the amount of sensitive young men we have today. The amount of young men that are hypersensitive. No leadership, no men. They don't know any men skills. They don't know how to change a radiator. They don't know how to change anything. They don't know how to operate a chainsaw. They don't know how to handle their emotions. They don't know how to do anything but try to dress pretty and impress girls because that's what they're taught to do. They don't know how to build nothing. If you can't build a nation if you can't build. How are you going to build a nation? How are you going to build a faith? If you look at the book was about patriarchs. Them leading their families. It wasn't about a bunch of this feminism or what we call today, hey, if you lead your house, if you talk like I'm talking right now, that's toxic masculinity. See, this country's in trouble. The world's in trouble because they're taking away the man out of the home. And they told the man, now it's well, hey, the court's going to take over the men. Y'all see what's happening here. You see what's happening here. The men, y'all don't even have the authority to run your own house anymore. Because at any point in time, hey, 4 out of 5 of these women are going to leave you. 4 out of 5. And if you have a woman that hasn't, and that is faithful and honorable, and keeps her vows and covenants, and obeys the book, man, that's what the Bible means when it says, lay down his life. Shit. Without a question. Without a question. Precious, beautiful, holy, set apart. Man, y'all men know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have one. The other 1/5, the other 20% of you men. This article upset me. So, sorry for the rant. I'm in this video. Hopefully, if y'all are interested, if y'all really are interested, I want a nation building this and building that. Go to the Disturbers of Israel channel. We about to hit it. We about to have a nice series on building a nation. And it's not what you perceive from this westernized culture or your westernized, traditional westernized Christian churches. You want to hear what it really is? Come on over. The link to the Disturbers of Israel channel is in the description. Bless y'all. This thing's getting out of control. Shalom.